Now we're going to move to standard NBT6. NBT6 is division. If we have 6 divided by 2, it can also be written as 2 on the outside of the house and 6 on the inside of the house. The 2 is the divisor, meaning this is the number that we're going to divide this number by. The 6 is the dividend. We're going to move step by step to have you successfully divide up to a 4-digit dividend by a 2-digit divisor. Now when we have 6 divided by 2, we're trying to figure out how many times can we multiply 2 to get to 6 successfully without going over. So we have the 2 is the divisor and the 6 is the dividend. 2 times 3 will give me 6. So we know that 2 can go into 6 3 times. And 2 times 3 again is 6, so we will write our 6 there. And 6 minus 6 is 0. That's single digit by single digit. Okay, now we're going to try a larger number. We have 6,482 divided by 2. We're going to use the same steps that we did with our single digits, but we're going to apply it with this multi-digit number and divide it step by step to get you the accurate answer. 2 times what number would give us 6? So 2 times 3 will give me 6. 2 times 3 is 6, so we will subtract the 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. But now we're going to just bring this 4 down and start back at step 1. 2 times what number would give us 4? 2 times 2 will give me 4. So I'm going to subtract my 4 here. 4 minus 4 is 0. Now I bring the next number down, which is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. So I'm going to write my 8 here and I'm going to subtract it. 8 minus 8 is 0. Now I'm going to bring my last number down, which is 2. 2 times 1 will give me 2. So I'm going to write my 2 here, subtract it. 2 minus 2 is 0. I have no more numbers and I have no remainders. So I know the quotient for 6,482 divided by 2 is 3,241. When we're attempting to divide a 4-digit dividend by a single-digit divisor, one of the simplest things we can do is just break the larger number up, which is my 4-digit dividend, into single digits and go step by step to get our quotient. So I will take my divisor, rewrite it, and I'll start with the first number, which is 6. I put my multiplication symbol at the top of the quotient bar because all I'm really doing is trying to see what number will I multiply by my divisor to get as close to my dividend as possible. So we know that 2 times 3 is 6. So we have to subtract that 6 and it'll give us 0. But now I'm going to go to my next number, which is 4. I'm going to bring that 4 in and put it right there. Because now I want to know 2 times what number will give me 4. 2 times 2 will give me 4. So I'm going to subtract the 4 from there. 4 minus 4 is 0. Now I'm going to go to my third digit. Bring it in, put it right next to here. 2 times 1 will give me 2. So now I'm going to subtract 2 from 2, and I'm going to get 0. Then I'm going to go to my last number, which is 8. I'm going to bring it down. Now I need to figure out 2 times what number will give me 8. 2 times 4 is 8. I subtract the 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. I have no remainders, and I don't have any digits left to divide by. So my quotient for 6,428 is 3,214. Now that I have my answer, or my quotient, I want to check to make sure that my answer is correct. So I'm going to take my quotient, which is 3,214, To check it, I'm going to multiply by my divisor, which is 2, times 2. When I multiply my quotient by my divisor, the answer or my product should be my dividend. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And 3 times 2 is 6. So the product for 3,214 times 2 is 6,428, which is the exact number that I have for my dividend. Now we're going to move to a 4-digit dividend divided by a 2-digit divisor. We're going to use the same steps that we use with our single-digit divisor now that we have a 2-digit divisor, which is simply break our dividend down digit by digit. First thing I'm going to do is rewrite my divisor, which is 12. And I'm going to go digit by digit. My first digit is 2. So we're going to put our 2 inside of our box or our house. Put our multiplication symbol up here because we're trying to figure out what digit would I multiply times 12 to get to 2 or close to 2. Since 12 is larger than 2, it can't be 1 because 12 times 1 is 12 and that's too large. So we're going to put 0. 12 times 0 is 0. And we're going to subtract it. 2 minus 0 is 2. And now we're going to go to our second digit, which is 6. We're going to bring our 6 down right next to our remainder, which was 2, making our new number 26. 12 times 1 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. And 12 times 3 is 36. 36 is larger than 26, but 12 times 2 is 24, which is right under 26. So we're going to go with 2. 12 times 2 again is 24. We're going to subtract 24 from 26, leaving us with 2. And now we're going to go to our third digit, which is 8. We're going to bring our 8 down right next to our remainder, which was 2, making our new number 28. We just discovered that 12 times 2 is 24, and 12 times 3 is 36. 36 is still larger than 28, so we're going to have to go with 24 again. So we're going to put another 2 up here. 12 times 2 is 24, so now we're going to subtract 24 from 28, leaving us with 4. And now we go to our last digit, which is 8. We bring the 8 down right next to our remainder, which was 4, making our new number 48. 12 times 2 is 24. We said 12 times 3 is 36. 36 is higher than 24, but it's a little bit too low for 48, so we try to go up another digit. So we figure out that 12 times 4 is 48, and that's what we have left. So we place a 4 up in the quotient, subtract 48 from 48, leaving us with the remainder of 0, and we have a quotient of 224. Now let's check it. We're going to take our quotient, and we're going to multiply by our divisor, which is 12, to see if we're going to get our dividend. So we have 4 times 2, which is 8, 2 times 2, which is 4, 2 times 2 gives me another 4. We're going to put in our space holder because this isn't really a 1, it's a 10. Now we go to 4 times 1, which is 4. 2 times 1, which is 2. 2 times 1 again gives us 2. Now we're going to add them up. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 plus 2 is 6. And 2 plus 0 is 2. So the answer to 2,688 divided by 12 is 224. All right, now let's try a 2-digit dividend by a 1-digit divisor. First thing we're going to do is rewrite it. Bring down my 9. We're going to go digit by digit, so I'm going to bring down my 2. I put my multiplication symbol at the corner because I want to remind myself that I'm multiplying 9 times a number to get my digit. So 9 is larger than 2, so we know it can't be 9 times 1. So we're going to place a 0 over the top. 9 times 0 is 0. 2 minus 0 is 2. But now we go to our second digit, which is 9. We bring it on down. So now we have to go through our 9 multiplication facts. We have 9 times 1, which is 9. 9 times 2, which is 18. 9 times 3 gives me 27. 9 times 4 gives me 36. 36 is too high, so we have to go with 27, and that was 9 times 3. We place our 3 up in the quotient. Subtract 27 from 29. 9 minus 7 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Leaves us with the remainder of 2. I don't have any digits remaining. So now my remainder will be 2. Or you can put plus 2. And I'm going to show you why you can put plus 2 when we check it. So when we check a division problem, we multiply. So I'm going to take my quotient, which is 3, and I'm going to multiply by my divisor, which is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. But our dividend was 29. And this is where the plus 2 comes in. 27 plus 2 is 29. That 2 is my remainder. So 9 times 3 gives me 27. Once I add my remainder, which is 2, I get 29. So I know that 29 divided by 9 is 3 with a remainder 2. All right, now let's take a 3-digit dividend divided by a 2-digit divisor. First thing I'm going to do is rewrite it. Have my divisor, which is 14. And I'm going to take my dividend down digit by digit, starting with the 3. I'm going to make sure I put my multiplication symbol in the corner, reminding me that I'm multiplying my divisor times whatever number starts in my quotient to get my dividend. 14 is larger than 3, and as we've discovered in previous problems, we're going to put a 0 up there because nothing times 14 would get us anything closer to 3 than 0. Everything else would be over 3. 14 times 0 is 0. 3 minus 0 is 3. Now we go to our next digit, which is 0. We place it right next to our 3, making that number 30. 14 times 1 is 14. 14 times 2 is 28. 14 times 3 is 42. So 42 goes past 30, but 14 times 2 is 28, which is right under 30. So we're going to place a 2 here. 14 times 2 again is 28. So now we need to subtract 28 from 30. I cannot take 8 from 0, so I need to regroup, making that a 2, bringing the 1 here, now making that a 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Now I bring down my next digit, which is 9. We just did 14 times 2 to get us 28. This number is 29. It's only one more than 28. So we know that this next digit is going to be a 2 as well. We're going to subtract 28 from 29. 9 minus 8 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. So that leaves us with our remainder of 1. Or as I stated in the last problem, put plus 1. And we're going to check this problem and see if the answer is correct. All right, so I'm going to take 22 because it's my quotient. Multiplied by my divisor, which is 14. To see if I'm going to come up with 309, which is my dividend. So I have 22 times 14. I start with the 2 and the 4. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. Now I have to put in my placeholder because this is a 10, not a 1. Now I go to 2 times 1, which is 2. 2 times 1 again, which is 2. And now I'm going to add them up. 8 plus 0 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Regroup, bring the 1 there. 2 plus 1 is 3. But my answer is 309. Well, it should be 309 because that's my dividend. So I have to add my remainder, or as I place there, my plus 1. Once I add 1 to 308, I get 309. So I know that my quotient for 309 divided by 14 is 22 with the remainder 1.
Everything I do, everything I do, everything I do it in a boss way.